What's up, everybody? Welcome to the live. Let me try this with the light on. Hey, that's better. Switched up the phone today. A little bit better clarity. All right. So I'm just going to pull up the YouTube page so we can check the comments coming in. And we'll get right into it. Give me one sec. So I will be getting a little bit of work done as we answer questions. If you got any questions, just leave them here in the comments and we'll get right to them. Wow, look at that hair. Oh man, that's wild. What's going on? What's going on? Jared, how you doing? Got some headphones on, some music too. So if there are no questions, I'm going to go through the campaign page, answer any frequently asked questions we've got there. Also, check like our tickets too. I'm trying to help out on chat right now at the moment. One common question we get is, where are the bikes made? We make them, most of the bikes in Asia, and then the bikes for Europe are made in Spain. In Asia, that's the bike headquarters of the world. All major bike brands are made there. You name it, that's the place. That's where all the infrastructure is. Just got that question on the chat. Little House on the Highway, congrats on the 10 million. Thank you so much. That was a big goal. Really appreciate it. It was great to have you down for the ride. What is it like to ride without assist? Does it completely coasting without resistance? Jared, yes, it does. However, if you go from a full assist to no assist, you really feel it. You'd be like, what the heck? It feels like you're dragging a sandbag, but then you realize that's just what normal riding feels like. That's how it feels to ride a normal bike after you get all that assist. Why is the name the Babymaker? We love the name. It's awesome. It's kind of our statement about free speech and not being hypersensitive. Two people can see it, and one of them might see it and smile and laugh and go about his day and have fun, and the other person might see it and get all angry and upset. Who do you think at the end of the day is going home and sleeping better at night, is going home happier? Definitely the guy who's not getting offended. My wife is 5'8". Would you recommend the 19-inch frame? The 19 is definitely the safer bet if you're between sizes. I'm 5'8" with a 30-inch inseam. I'm also a very active guy. I do a lot of fitness, things like that. The 23-inch frame is good for me, but the 19-inch would also be great for me. So it's a wash either way. I'm sure you'd be happy either way. The 19-inch is the safer bet, and you can customize it more. Hello, Rob. When do you recommend charging the battery on the Babymaker? How far down on the LCD indicator? Joseph, I have maybe an uncommon opinion on this, an unpopular one. I look at the data for the battery cells themselves, and they take these things through full charge cycles. I'm talking about 100% all the way down to 0, 100% 0. That's the data I look at. That's how I use the bike too. I ride it however I want to ride it. I charge it when it's convenient for me, and then I do it again. For me personally, I don't like to stress about the exact percentage, when I'm going to charge it, things like that. If it makes my battery life decrease a few more percent than a different one would, I'll deal with it. I'll get a new battery when it comes time to. But I just don't want that anxiety about exactly when to charge it. Jason, our e-bike technician, he'll tell you something different. He'll tell you to go down to like 15-20% and then charge it. And then other people tell you to charge it up to 85%. There's all sorts of different numbers. For me personally, I just use it, I ride it, and I charge it when I can. I don't recommend leaving it uncharged for long periods of time. But as long as you keep that thing charged, very, very minor difference in the performance. Is there a throttle control? No, Arthur, there is no throttle for the Babymaker. It is pedal assist only. I'm so excited for this. This is actually my first ever bike as an adult. I got 2 Pros, one for my wife and one for myself. Hope I get them before it gets cold. That is awesome to hear, Manny. Super excited about that. Do you recommend to charge before using or leave it charged the whole time? Manny, I recommend to give it a full charge, and then as time passes, lithium batteries can lose some of their charge. So if you're letting it sit for a long time, you want to maintain that charge every couple months. Give it a good charge. Let me check the campaign page, make sure the live is posted on there correctly. And I gotta get some music going too. I wish I could share it with you guys, but last time the video got flagged for private music, commercial music. I don't know what you call it, but you get the idea. Copyright music. I assume you can't replace the battery. Gary, you can replace the battery. It's very simple. It's not like it's welded to the frame or anything like that. You just remove the front plate on the head tube. That's 2 bolts. And then the stem bolts as well. That's 3 bolts there. The fork comes off and the battery comes right out of that top tube. Down tube. Comes out of the down tube. And then you can replace it with a new one. An experienced hand can do it in 10 to 15 minutes. If you're not experienced but you're handy, I'd say it's a 20, 30, 40-minute job. If you're not good with tools at all, maybe just take it into a bike shop. They can do it in 30 minutes. Joseph, it just shows the bars on the battery indicator. Will you be sending delivery emails with ETA on our Babymakers? Ray, what we're going to do is once we get a shipping label for the bike, we'll have a tracking number for you and we will email that to you. Anything before then, it will be so difficult to share more updated information on exactly where your individual bike is until it's in our hands and gets that shipping label. So that's the earliest you'll hear from us about the delivery of your individual bike. You'll see a bunch of us will be sharing photos and stuff of deliveries. And then once you get your tracking number, okay, my bike has left the warehouse, and you'll be able to track it the whole way to your home. Can't wait to get the Babymaker Pro. Awesome, Joseph. Can't wait to get it to you either. I'm going to try these filters with YouTube. Let's see how these work. There's none that look good. It's a little blown out in here because I got a heavy light. No. That's kind of cool. 8mm. Nah. While we wait for more questions to roll in, we'll just go standard. Over to touring package, is there much extra assembly required? Washington, no, it's very simple. It's in total, you're talking like a handful of bolts, 7, 8, 9, 10 bolts to install the entire thing. Should be about 30 minutes total, depending on how long you like to take. Some people will take longer. Some people will do it in much shorter. But we will have a video detailing how to install it as well. Notice there's no shocks. Was there a reason for this? Yes, it's just a standard road bike, so no need for shocks. It's not built to be ridden off-road, though. We do take it on, some light trails and stuff on occasion, but 99% of the time we're on concrete roads. So when you do hit a bump, you do feel it. The fork can flex a little bit and absorb a tiny bit of impact, same with the tires. But just like any road bike, you do feel those bumps. Part of the experience riding a road bike. It also makes it lighter weight and aesthetically a little bit cleaner. Looting going on in LA, absolutely terrible. Everything that's been going on is just nuts. Won't comment too much on that, but now more than ever is when we need to come together as human beings and treat each other that way, no matter who you are, what color you are, what race you are, if you're police, civilian, whatever. Like, we're all humans, we're all in this together, and destroying our country, destroying the world is definitely not the answer. Where do you manufacture the bikes? That is in Asia, China, the majority of the bikes, but the components are made from all over the place. And then Spain for the European bikes. Ian, please check your spam folder regarding the deposit you paid. There should be an email in there. If not, you can email us hello@flx.bike. You need to pay for the entire bike before we add it to the production plan and build it for you. Frank, if you just email us hello@flx.bike with your cylinder number and order number, we'll get that in for you. You wearing teeth whitening or braces? I've got Invisalign on. I'm actually just about to take it off. I'll show you. It's nasty, but I got these trays to I got to straighten my teeth. Worked pretty well. I'm gonna have a cookie. My teeth used to be a little jagged, so a little present I got myself. If I could collect it in San Diego, do I get a better price? Unfortunately not. We're not doing San Diego local pickup for the Babymaker. We've got too many bikes to send out. That's just going to slow down the works. There's been hundreds and hundreds of requests of that. Unfortunately, we won't be able to accommodate that. The answer now is no, but also keep in mind the shipping price does factor in all of our shipping from the factory to our warehouse. That's a good portion of the shipping price. So not missing out on much. Just sit back, relax. We'll get it to your door. That's a good cookie. I was gonna grab some water, and then I remembered I also had, this is some green tea. So good. One of we had an intern from China, George. Awesome guy. He was really serious about learning, and his English wasn't that good, so he's fun to talk to. But he gave me this tea, and I've made some iced tea out of it. I love this stuff. How does COVID-19 affecting your production, logistics, and materials? Not affected at all at this point. Pretty much all of China is back in business. We were very lucky that throughout the entirety, the only component that we had delayed were one set of lights for, I believe it was lights for our trails. Didn't make it in time for our last trail shipment, but everything else is business as usual. Our factories are completely in business and have been throughout the duration of this since China opened back up in like February. So everything's good there on the COVID front. Matte black, seat and handles will be black, correct? How many bikes you plan to produce to this point? I believe we have over 7,000 orders, so quite a lot of bikes. And every time we put an order in, we pad it, so we put in extra orders just to accommodate the ones coming in as well. Will the Babymaker still be available for purchase in a few months? Ben, yes, it should be. However, the price will be increasing after the campaign ends. We'll be increasing it until we reach those retail prices that you see on the page. Can the Babymaker really get you babes? Jesse, from experience, yes, 100%. Don't understand that question. I'm gonna have a look at the comments here on the campaign page and just burn through a few of those real quick. So bikes in Europe, this is a common question. They will ship with a European legal speed limit, which is 25 kilometers per hour. And to comply with your local regulations. No matter if you're in Europe or wherever, you will be able to adjust that speed limit so that you are in compliance with your local laws. If you do need to change your order for any reason, the place to do that is by emailing our support team, hello@flx.bike. Another question, yes, everybody's bike, all the production Babymakers are going to get an upgrade to 28 miles per hour from 25 miles per hour. So now top speed will be 28. What is the cheapest FLX bike available? Yosef, right now it is the Babymaker. Lowest price on that is $1,111 plus shipping. $1,111 plus shipping for the base Babymaker right now. That is the lowest FLX you can find. Can you fit 700 by 32 on there? Gary Wu, yes, that should just be able to fit depending on how tall that tire is. There is an update with that information, or if you just search on YouTube, Babymaker tire width, you'll see a video I did detailing what size you can fit in that frame. Will you ever put a throttle on any future bike? Yosef, you can get a throttle with all of our other bikes. If you go to www.flx.bike, you can find that information. No problem, Gary. Would it be possible to install an extra battery and switch from the low battery to the full charge one? No, not at the moment. However, that has been requested many times. That we're keeping that request in mind. Noted. What do you foresee as the biggest challenge to meet the estimated production date? What has been the biggest hurdle you've overcome? Jared, quality is our top priority here. And with any product, especially with these big numbers, that's our absolute priority. And we've done in the past, like with our original campaign, where we had to stop production entirely because we found something that we weren't 100% satisfied with. For example, our original bikes, the motor shaft, where the pedal fits on the motor shaft, one of our prototypes, the pedal came off, it worked itself loose. And so we had to investigate this, find out what was going on. And we went to the manufacturer of the crank for the pedal. We went to the manufacturer of the motor. And then we laser measured everything. And then we took the shafts out of the motor and found out where those were manufactured. We got those laser measured. We even took the gauges that they were inspecting each shaft with after it was machined to see if it was up to spec or not. And we found, because we laser measured these gauges, and we found the gauges were out of spec. And so they were manufacturing these shafts, checking them, and because one of the gauges was out of spec, some of the shafts were out of spec, and that would cause problems further on. So we had to stop production and then go, myself personally and some other employees, I was literally at the shaft factory and the motor factory, personally inspecting every single shaft for these motors before we assembled the bike. So that did slow things down a little bit for that production, but we don't foresee it, but something like that could happen where we need to pause production, get everything under control, and make sure the bikes are built to the standards we've laid out. Luckily, we have many years of experience since then behind us, so we've seen, pray to God, just about everything you can, and we'll do our best to make it under those timelines we've estimated. How's your customer service response time at hello at FLX and Bike? Hey, Cruz, right now it is the weekend, so you won't get a response today. And we're getting about like 400 to 500 tickets a day, probably more now with the end of the campaign. So it does take quite a few days to catch up for our team. We have like 5 people now that are answering tickets. And I believe the wait time's like 3 to 4 business days. We'll have to see how it is when the team's back tomorrow, but I bet there's over 1,000 tickets waiting. Import-export fees are included. For the US, there are none. And then depending on which country you're in, there may be some additional duties that your country charges, and those are your responsibility. If your country pays tax, we will probably send you out an email with like, whatever the country tax is to collect that from you, and then we remit it to your country. Nothing personal, but when the tax has got to be paid, the government needs to get it. Keep up the great work. 2 baby makers coming my way. Awesome, Jared. Stoked. I'm sure GB, your team, I appreciate their professionalism. Thank you so much, A Cruz. My daughter is 5'2". Will she be able to ride? Michael, yes, the 19-inch frame is definitely the one you want. We've got a 23-inch frame here, which has got 4 inches higher. You got to sit 4 inches higher on that. And I had someone here from San Francisco, Kristen. There's a video with her. She was 5'3", and because we don't have a 19-inch available, she was riding the 23-inch Pro prototype. And while it wasn't a perfect fit for her by any means, she was able to ride it just fine. So she's getting a 19-inch. Your daughter on the 19-inch should be, should fit like a glove. We appreciate the transparency and all the updates. We have 2 coming our way. Thank you so much, Lee. That really means a lot to me. I personally spend a lot of time just getting all the information I can from Pete and our production guys, also the team here, and just sharing that with you guys, keeping you updated. Whether it's good news or bad news, we will be sharing it with you guys. Hopefully it's all going to be good news, but we will be sharing that with you. As you saw, we did have to go back and redo one of the frame sizing videos because we had some better information later, but no qualms here about that. We're just here to keep you informed. Looking forward to riding this baby. Great specs. Awesome. Hey, Cruz. Can't wait to get it to you. One sec here. After the campaign is over, will the Babymaker be available for purchase somewhere like your website? I be talking. Yes, we will have it on our website, flx.bike. I'll send you that link here. However, the price will be going up. Right now is when you're going to get the absolute best price. Just because you're trusting us to build the bike, there is a bit of a wait involved too, and you're going to be the earliest ones to ride it. So we're going to hook you up with a fat discount for supporting the project and bringing this bike to life. I live in New York City. The streets aren't smooth as they are in California. How are those rims and spokes filled up there? Hey, Cruz, if you look around New York, there's loads and loads of people riding fixies. There's a big fixie scene there. Standard road bikes, too. Bike messengers are on normal road bikes. This will be just the same. There's loads of them there, so it'll perform the same. It'll be a bumpy ride if you're going over bumpy streets, but not really to worry about the about the rims. He hasn't seen our streets. I have been to New York. I'm trying to remember if I've gone bike riding or skating in New York. I ordered 2 for my wife and I. We're so excited. Can you talk a bit about the bike seat and comfort? Don't want to hurt my Babymaker. The bike seat, it's a really standard bike seat. No bells and whistles to it. It's not like a road racing carbon fiber bike seat. There is some padding, very medium amount of padding. It's also not a big tractor seat. So if you do want like a big gel seat or something like that, it's such an easy swap. You can find those for 10, 15, 20 bucks on Amazon and switch out the seat to anything you like. It's a standard component. Excuse me while I have a cookie. Do the rear lights react based on braking? There are no lights unless you order the touring package, and those are a USB charging light. They don't react based on braking or anything like that. You just turn them on, and when you're done, you turn them off. Battery useful life. It's rated to maintain 70% of its capacity after 500 charge cycles. So depending on how much you charge, that's how long the battery will last. I wish I could share the cookies with you. They're good. They're from Costco. Our landlord, just about once a week, they come by. We've got a landlord and a property manager, and they'll come in together with some loot from Costco, some cookies or like coffee cake, something like that, and they'll drop it off. And they're older guys, and they get the biggest smile whenever we get this the food from them, and because we're all excited about it, the whole team. Yeah, it's cookie time. Keep up the amazing work and support. Contacted the team, and everyone has always been super dope. Thank you, AIY. That means the world to us. I wish everybody had that attitude, but right now our delay times, our wait times for our response times for support tickets are a little slower than we wish. 2, 3, sometimes even 4 business days to get back. And in this day, everybody's expecting an immediate response, which someday I'm sure we'll get there. But right now we are just a small team, absolutely doing our best, and totally throttled by this campaign, getting 400 or 500 tickets a day. You have your sister-in-law get you some. Awesome. Yeah, they're good. That's funny. AIY, your comment got hidden by YouTube, but I'm gonna show it. He said, assholes get asshole level service. If you output positivity and you're patient, you'll get it back. Not everyone is a douche. That's a great point. We are humans behind the computers, behind the scenes, and I've heard that the people that are nice and cool, they get the best support. The folks that are consistently, kind of go overboard in how they treat us, get similar service. Hey Rob, great to see we've cracked 10 million. Thank you so much, Martin. It was a lofty goal, but we made it. Everybody's getting 28 miles per hour. It's a blast chatting with you, good heart. It makes me feel great chatting, getting this baby. Awesome, A-Cruise. I feel the same way. Can't tell you how much we appreciate the support, and you just joining the chat on live is totally awesome. Instagram has a feature where when you go live, you can pull people into the live, and it's like a split screen. call. I love it because I like meeting people. I love people. I'd love to chat with each one of you guys individually. Once we figure out how to do that, maybe we can do like a Zoom call in a future update. That'd be super cool. I'm just gonna plug the phone in here, make sure we don't run out of batteries. How's the quality of this video compared to the past lives? Do you notice the image quality? Is that any better? I've got a different camera set up. Let me know. So somebody wrote, does anybody know if you can purchase the add-ons after you've already confirmed and paid for your bike? Yes, you can. If you scroll to the update section on the campaign page, at just about the end of every single update, there's an explanation explaining how you can order accessories even after you've purchased the bike. You can add the touring package, the warranty if you want, the shirt even. Just click the link and we will add it to your purchase when you buy it. Note, I've seen this a lot. To access that page, we've had to set it up. This is just because it's how Indiegogo works. You have to click a link and there's like a $1 accessory perk. That's just like to open the page. So adding that $1 perk does absolutely nothing. You will get nothing for $1. I've seen hundreds of orders for just $1 come in with no accessories. So if you have done that, you need to add the actual accessories to that order. When you add the $1 thing, it says, do you want to add the battery, the shirt, the warranty, the touring package? And you need to choose those and add it. And each of those has their own price. So just to summarize, the $1 is not an actual perk. That's just a page where you can choose the perks that you want. If you don't know what I'm talking about, don't even worry about it. At the bottom of every update, there is a video explainer. Some of the trails near my house are crushed limestone covered rather than paved. Would the Babymaker perform well on those trails, or would it be better to stick to the paved trails? William, it's always going to perform better on paved trails. Whether you can ride it or not, that's going to be up to your level. If it's like super soft limestone, like almost like riding on sand, it's not going to work. But if it's like hard dirt with just some limestone over it, I wouldn't imagine that to be an issue. Keep in mind there's no suspension, so you're definitely going to feel bumps when you go on trails. But I do that too when it's like light gravel trail. I ride it, not a big deal. Image and audio is better on this one. Awesome. I'll have to use this one in the next one. Crisp, quality, clear, pal. Images a lot cleaner and clearer. Awesome. I've been using, where's my other phone? I've been using my old phone for the lives just so I have my actual phone available to handle text and everything. But since today is a Sunday and I'm the only one at work, I'm not expecting any work emergencies on the phone. I've got family in California. If I ever go, I'll look you and the team up to get an awesome ride going. Awesome. Hey, Cruz. We'd love to have you in here. Will the touring package ship with Babymaker or separately? Ray, that's one of the details that we have not decided yet. It could be either way. Whatever it is, if it's separate, we'll give you videos on how to install it. If it's with the bike, there will be some other pieces to install yourself, but it's a minor detail that at this point in production, we have not decided yet. Does FLX ever do a bike run for their supporting community? Kyle, what do you mean by bike run? Do you mean just a group ride? We do the San Diego Electric Bike Meetup group. We hold those every once in a while. If you are in San Diego, join that meetup group. We will be hosting some new rides very soon. Probably after this campaign ends, once things cool down a little bit. Great experience and engagement throughout the whole campaign. Should we expect any additional add-ons or do we just sit tight until October? JD, nothing planned at the moment. But yes, sit tight until October. I know it's going to be a agonizing wait, but it will be well worth it. And I'll personally make sure we send out an update probably about every week after the campaign ends, just so you know where we're at in production, what's going on, news, funny stuff with the team, the bikes. And before you know it, yours is going to arrive on your door. Put it for the standard, request an upgrade to the pro. I hope it could be accommodated. A-Cruise, usually we can do that. Make sure you emailed hello@flx.bike. It may take a few days for the response, but usually we can help with that. For those of us who choose the wrong perk, how can you rectify that for us? Martin, just shoot an email to hello@flx.bike. Any order-specific inquiries, we will do our best to accommodate. Is the seat post and stem made of the same material as the aluminum 6061 frame? Tony, it should be 6061 aluminum for those. Gotta run. Nice job. Thanks. Will the battery have any charge when the bike is delivered? Joseph, it should have some charge. It probably won't be a full charge. Usually we ship with like, people have a better answer. It's between like 30 and 50% battery, which is what you're legally supposed to do when you do ship lithium batteries via sea freight. Cookie time. I could eat this whole box. Can the battery be replaced? Yes, Paul. For a skilled mechanic, like our guys can do it in 10 minutes. Any bike shop should be able to do it in like 20 minutes. If you want to do it yourself too and you're handy, your first time doing it, like 20, 30 minutes, you'll have that thing turn around. I'm going to try and get the accent on this one. I've learned it from Pete. Fantastic amount of updates, mate. You must be knackered. Yes, I'm a Brit. How was that? Rate that scale of 1 to 10. British accent learned from Pete. Thank you so much, Joel Young. Really appreciate it. The whole team is absolutely knackered, but we're powering through it. It's been so much fun running this campaign with you guys, and having you along for the ride it's been really exciting. Super pumped to get the bike here in Melbourne, Australia. Question, will they be rate limited to the countries it ships to? Brian, this for Australia is similar to Europe. I believe it's a 250 watt limit on the motor and 25 km/h speed limit. It will ship to comply with that. To comply with your local regulations even further, you will be able to adjust the max speed on your bike. AIY voted 3 on my British accent. Joel, gonna give me an 8 from a Brit. Okay, I'll take it. Does the VIP status get this here in September? This being 433 maybe help. Dan, if your order number 433, you're very early on in the production queue, so you'll be one of the very first people to receive your bike. Can you really tell the difference between 25 miles per hour and 28 miles per hour? When I hit 25, I'm like crying. It's fast. So I guess I shed a little bit more tears at 28 than 25, but yeah, you can tell the difference for sure. 25 is like shit your pants fast, and 28 is you already shit my pants. It's fast. You were in a recent video with no shirt on. Can you share your workout routine? Yosef, go on my Instagram at rob.rast. I actually do share my full workout routines there. If you want to follow along, and they're quarantine friendly workouts, you could buy like a set of bands for $30. And I'm getting a better workout with these bands, like elastic bands, than I ever got in the actual gym. So I'm stoked about that. I just do it in the warehouse and get back to work. Does the bar come to move the hoods before wrapping it? Evan, I'm not sure I understand your question. For the dropper bars, for all the bars, they do come wrapped when you get it. They will be fully wrapped. Still love, bro. Perfect. So we'll be able to remove the speed limit. Yes, to comply with your regulations. I have a long frame and usually take a long frame. DigiTribe, if you want to extend your reach, you can get a longer stem, and you can also move the seat back. So there's a lot of adjustments you can make. You could even get longer bars if you wanted a longer reach. With the speed of 20 miles per hour, what exactly does that mean in range of bike battery? So RJ, on that speed, I don't expect many people to just cruise at 28 miles per hour. That's a sprint. You're like, to get to that speed, you got to be pumping your legs. So I don't expect many people to just be rolling on that for long periods of time. I don't expect the range either to really be affected, because most people, like even me when I'm riding, I'm cruising at like 15 to 22 miles per hour. It's only when I like need to jet somewhere that I kick it up even further, kick that speed up. So I wouldn't expect the range to be affected much. I live in the mountains of Utah. Do 25 miles rolling hills. Would you suggest drop handles or bullhorns? Peg, it really depends on how you want to ride. If you got rolling hills, one advantage to the drop bars is if you're going down a lot of hills, you can get and crouch in tight on the drops and be a bit more aerodynamic going down the hills. So that is cool to have if you're doing a lot of hill descents. Excuse me. Otherwise, it depends on what you're more comfortable with. How much is extra battery? Right now, on the campaign page, it's $2.99. You can access that by going to the latest update. At the bottom, there's instructions on how to order accessories and a link where you can order it. DigiTribe says, sorry, a large frame. Do you have a large frame bike? The 23-inch is our large frame bike. That's the medium large size. So you can order that one. There's a size chart there. You can make sure you're within the height recommended for that. So if I want to move the brake hoods on the dropper, I'll just unwrap it and rewrap. Yes, Evan, absolutely. And on that, some of our promotional photos are of a bike with just the worst, absolutely terrible placement of those hoods. If that's why you're asking that question, when those beta bikes were built, the guy who wrapped the brakes absolutely needs to be taken out and just beaten to death. Not to death, but clearly did not have experience with wrapping drops on dropper bars. That was the first time they've ever wrapped that type of bar. So we totally understand. Some of the photos, the early promotional photos, are of bikes that got a bad wrap job with the hoods in just a ridiculous placement. Not where they should be. They should be kind of level with the top of that dropper bar, and these were like 2 inches down from that. So it just looks stupid, but the production bikes will be wrapped correctly. You can count on that. I have an e-bike, 17 to 21 miles per hour will be average. Yes, Jesse, that's my experience as well. I'm a tad bit shorter than 5'8". My current bike has a standover height of 31 inch. What size do you recommend? Dave, the 19-inch frame has a standover height of 30 inches, so it's closer to the bike you've got now. That may be, if it fits you well, that may be the best choice for you. The 23-inch frame has a standover of 33 inches, so 2 inches taller than your current frame. I'm a biker at heart, a cruise. Thank you. My husband ordered bullhorn. Awesome, Peg. Great to hear it. Would a Babymaker mountain bike trail edition will be in the works in the future? We do make an electric bike called the Trail, literally meant for that. It's purpose built just for, like, it handles everything. It's on-road, off-road, but it really does shine in its off-road kind of trail environment. So if you go to our website, flx.bike, you can pre-order the F5 Trail, which is our newest edition. It's really cool. I bought another. Awesome. OI. So great to hear it. Will production be affected by what's going on in LA? No, we don't anticipate that at all. I know there is some crazy stuff happening around the country right now. Just terrible to see some of the destruction. But I believe it's very limited. I don't think, we're gonna burn the city down, the entire city. So not expecting anything. And personally, I believe this stuff is gonna blow over in about a week's time. It's crazy. It's crazy how we just moved from one thing to the other. It was all COVID. Now all of a sudden, entire focus has shifted to new events. Almost seems a little strange to me. Great product. I know you can't comment on competitors, but the AMX had their city bike coming in with similar specs and a bit cheaper. Any significant areas you're stronger? Yeah, Yusef. Quality is a big thing. There's a load of e-bikes out there. And part of the reason I share all the updates with you is that so you can see just the lengths we go to make sure we're building you the best bike we can. I mean, look at any bike out there. There's very few that are even doing smooth welds, which we think, I wouldn't touch a bike without smooth welds. It's just night and day difference in terms of aesthetics. Going from there, just how we build the frames, how we spec it, how we do everything, service it. There's a lot of drop ship bikes out there, a lot of other goofy bikes, a lot of other good bikes too. But just find the one that works best for you. Choose that. Will it be a large capacity battery for longer play? At the moment, no. We're using the absolute maximum energy density cells that money can buy right now. You literally cannot buy a lithium battery with more battery capacity for the Babymaker. Evan. Spot on why I was asking Rob. Thanks. What was the reason behind the single speed for the Pro Edition? So Brian, we built the Babymaker to just be simple and fun. We wanted to really just take out everything you didn't need and take it from what e-bikes are now. You got all the bells and whistles, everything. Our design ethos was like, what do you actually need for an e-bike to work? And we just went with that. There's no app, there's no Bluetooth, no keys, nothing like that. You just sit on it and go. It's awesome. It makes it really, really simple and fun. Less maintenance, less weight. I'm super stoked about that. As far as upgrading the speed, will the motor be upgraded? A Cruiser will be the same motor. Been following you guys for years. Finally purchased the Pro. Keep up the amazing work. Charlie, thank you so much. Really, really great to have you along for so many years and to get you a Babymaker. This year is the year of Jumanji. One day we will be out of the game. Brooke, I hope so. One thing after another here. The transparency is so refreshing. It will be an honor to support you guys by purchasing the Pro. Thank you so much, Yosef. Really means a lot to us. What kind of bike lock would you recommend? Kryptonite makes some good locks. There's also one company that's been reaching out to us. They make something cool that's supposed to be like almost theft proof or something like that. If I remember the name, I'll share it with you. But it's got like a, I think it's Q-Lock. Maybe it's called Q-Lock. It's like one band and they put all these fibers in it too. So it's supposed to like mess up a saw if you were going to cut it. Saw the video on welding and I'm very impressed. I'm a welder as well. You guys are doing a great job. I appreciate your tact. Thank you so much, A Cruz, and awesome to meet a welder here. That's great. How does the bike determine how much juice to give you, say, up the hill? Sorry for all the questions we ordered too. That's awesome, Brian. So that's dependent on what pedal assist level you're in. If you want just the max juice from the bike, 100% level 5, and then it kind of trickles down from there. 4 is 80, 3 should be 60, 2, 40, 1, 20, and 0 is 0. Can you get Pete to upload a video with the touring package? As soon as it's done, Daniel, I will be sharing that stuff with you. Rest assured, I'm not holding back anything that we've got. As soon as I get pictures and videos, The first thing I want to do is share them with you guys. So when I do get them, I'll absolutely share them. Would you recommend separate bike insurance through like an online company or just add it to your home insurance? Yusuf, that's totally up to you. I'm not a big insurance kind of guy. I prefer to self-insure. And if I add up all the shit that I've ever bought, cars, whatever, houses, anything, and all the payments I'd have to make for insurance and the actual losses I've had, I come out ahead in the long run. But to each his own, depends on your situation. Also, how much do you expect the bike to get damaged or stolen? So you make your own decisions, and I'm sure you pick the right thing for you. Why Babymaker? After seeing the video of your model riding it, I think I have an idea. DigiTribe Studios, it is a bit of a disclaimer. When people see you riding it, they may want to have your babies. True story. It happens. It does get a lot of attention. Both the bike and the name of the bike. Some positive, some negative. Totally okay with that. I love the name personally. My mother was a Babymaker. My father was a Babymaker. My grandparents were Babymakers, and so on through infinity. Babymaking is the reason we are all here on this beautiful planet, and it's nothing to scoff at or get offended at. Hey Rob, we'll have an eco mode and a sport mode like the Blade. Carlos, great to see you on here. No, just the 5 levels, no eco or sport mode, just 5 levels of pedal assist. Are the colors accurate from your website or are they brighter or dimmer, etc.? Dave, we've done our best on the site, on the main page there. You see those 6 colors. Those are how they're going to look once they're painted and everything and finished. It's going to look a lot different in person. It's going to be even more beautiful. But from those tiny images on a computer screen, that's the best information we can share at the moment. If you were level 5 assist, how many miles could you do? Me personally, in level 5, I'll do around 20 miles. I could probably push it a little further if I was using my legs more, but just a casual cruise, level 5, I'll do about 20. I weigh 160 pounds, by the way. Difference between the frame for the Pro versus standard. The Pro has a cutout in the rear seat stay that allows the belt to be installed. So it's a split frame actually with a cool like linkage. You can open that up if you need to install a new belt. The base model does not have that. What's the most popular color? I'm having trouble deciding. My husband ordered orange, so that's out. Peg, matte black, sterling, and tangerine, the orange color, are the 3 most popular colors. Order 23-inch Pro. I have to change mine from 19-inch. I'm 5'10", will 23-inch fit. Jorge, I don't see any reason why that wouldn't fit you. I'm 5'8", with a 30-inch inseam, and I ride the 23-inch. So stoked for 28 miles per hour and getting a Pro from me and standard from Milady. You all are such rad people to have chatted and dealt with. Thank you so much, Evan. That means the world to us, and I'm stoked to get you and the lady a new Babymaker. Does the battery need to cool before recharging? No, it does not. Nice videos, man. Keep up the good work. By the way, could you take a mean shit on camera? I'll have to pass on that. Sorry. Could the bike ship earlier? Thanks. Brian, we're doing our best to get them out. Right now, we're on time with the shipping estimates, but we're absolutely working our butts off to get them to you. If it was possible to snap our fingers and have all these bikes built and have them to you, you bet we would have done that. What exactly is walk assist and will the final product have it? So walk assist, Ken, is if you're like going up a grass hill or you want to carry it up the stairs in your apartment complex. I believe if you hold the plus button, don't quote me on this, it's a button combination on the thumb pad. A lot of e-bikes have it. You hold it down and it will give you some assist from the motor. up to like a certain speed. So the Babymaker does have that. I tested it on ours. The production one should have that. I'm not promising it right now. I don't see any issues with it, but it should have walk assist. Thanks for your updates and videos. Been great seeing the updates as we go. Thank you so much, Brian. Appreciate it. What will the logos on the matte black bike be? It should be a darker logo. So we'll have all the logos, but instead of like a really flashy color, we want to make that kind of stealth. So I'm thinking I'll have to confirm with Pete. I would like to see it in like a dark gray or even just a gloss black would be cool. But Pete and I will chat about that. I'm San Diego local, interested in the pro, worried about buyer's remorse. If I don't get to see a prototype in person, am I able to get a refund if I purchase now on Indiegogo? Robert, no, you won't be able to get a refund if you purchase on Indiegogo. What we do is we give you just the most massive discount we could ever give. And then you order the bike, we take the money, we pay our suppliers, we go out and we work our asses off to build the bike for you, ship it to you. So once that process has started, we can't really go back on it. However, because you're in San Diego, you just come on into our shop. We're open tomorrow at 10 a.m., 10 to 5 p.m., Monday through Saturday. Look us up, FLX Bike on Google Maps. We're right here in San Diego. Come in, try one out. Make sure it's the right one for you. What's the next big thing after the Babymaker? Delivering all the Babymakers, and then just bigger and better. Always working on a better bike. Just new, different products that will make people happy and make them smile. I haven't tested the bike with mountain bike tires for trail riding. No, we haven't, Brian. We do have dedicated electric mountain bikes for that. So if we're going to do like serious trail riding, we just take the mountain bikes. Hi, I'm hearing impaired or deaf, so I need to see your streaming live with closed captions, please. Media, I have no idea how to do that. I don't think YouTube has the ability to do that. I hugely apologize. I wish I had a transcriptor here. Unfortunately, I don't have those resources. But all of the questions I'm answering, I have to type it to you. I'm going to have to type it to you if you can't hear me. If somebody could type that. All the questions I'm answering are in the FAQ section, pretty much all of them. Also the update section. If you go through those, you'll be able to get 90% of the information shared here. We don't get the other bikes you sell in Australia. Really want an F5. Brian, stay tuned. With this Babymaker launch, we've expanded our reach globally once again, and we may be shipping some extra bikes to these other countries. So just stay tuned for that. We may have some F5s near you soon. How about a lightweight folding bike for us city slickers? Great question, Patrick. That is a great idea. Folding bikes are quite popular in certain places, so we definitely have that in mind. All I can say is stay tuned. Are they protesting in your town? Geo, as far as I know, no. But to be honest, I haven't spent much time in the news. It's been all Babymaker stuff for me, so I'm a bit out of touch with everything that's going on, as you can imagine. I don't know if this question was asked. If I do an add-on now, with the deliveries be separate? Daniel, it should not be affected at all. We should be able to get that in with your original order, no problem. How difficult will it be to replace in the future if there are issues? The battery, Robert, can be replaced in like 15 minutes. If you're doing it yourself, 30 minutes or so. Our guys can do it in 10. It's really easy. It's just a handful of bolts. Pull the battery out, stick the new one in, put the fork back in, put the bolts back in, you're set. Hey, just checked out the website. Are the pros sold out? Let me check with Ben on that. So the team, they add stock a handful at a time until Pete and I greenlight the next price increase, which we've been chatting about for a while now. Let me see here. I have a question. Do I get a refund if I got the launch price or signed up again on Indiegogo today? Nilesh, I'm not sure what you mean by that. If you have any order specific questions, please email us hello@flx.bike. Kyle says they're downtown San Diego, Rob, and in La Mesa. They shut down the 8 today. I didn't know that, Kyle. Thanks for sharing. I wasn't aware. Which is your best feature in Babymakers against other electric bikes? That's a great question. They just work. They're built to be super sleek. I'd say it's kind of the novel aesthetic that it's stealth and it just looks cool and sexy. You can get other e-bikes that are faster. We make them ourselves. We make faster e-bikes than the Babymaker. We make e-bikes with more battery capacity than the Babymaker. We make them more expensive than the Babymaker as well. But this is just, our version of kind of a regular bicycle or an electric bike that doesn't look like an electric bike. One that kind of blurs the lines between a standard bicycle and an electric bicycle. And I think that's part of the reason why it's been so successful, is because it's made it accessible for so many people that before maybe wouldn't be so into electric bikes. But with the Babymaker, it's like, why not? It looks like a bike, it rides like a bike, it's lightweight, and it's freaking fast. Excuse my language. I let this slip a lot. I have no filter. All right, let's check that stock. All right, Babymaker Pro back in stock. How many companies are in that huge factory? Dan, that's a great question. The frame factory, they do a lot of volume. So I mentioned a lot of big names. I wish I could share the exact names with you, but I'm talking like the major mountain bike brands, the ones that get just like loads and loads of recognition. We look at how they build the frames. We're like, you guys got to catch up. It's funny. I just did the Pro a few minutes ago. Awesome, Nilesh. Please, I'll order right away. Are you going to put together a Babymaker bike ride for anybody who wants to join in California? Ken, yeah, that would be awesome. We do have a group in San Diego called the San Diego Electric Bike Group, I think, and we will be organizing some rides there. Also, because there's been so many, we may be able to do like certain city-specific rides. So just stay tuned for that as deliveries start to happen. You'll see some fun stuff like that. When do you expect the t-shirts to ship? John, I think they were scheduled for July. That was the delivery estimate. Red Junior, dude. I bought mine for the look first, and secondly, I'm due for an e-bike at 75. Awesome, Bill. My partner is 5'5". Will the 19-inch be the right size for her? Yes, that's the right size for somebody 5'5". Fred says, today I had to leave a local city area because I was being harassed and followed. All I wanted to do was skate. What a shitty experience. I'm sorry to hear about that, Fred. That's terrible. I think the world needs a little bit more love and a little bit less negativity at the moment. Call me a hippie or whatever, but if we were all loving on each other, none of this shit would be happening. At the company, do you have your own crew to build your bikes at a steady pace? Yes, absolutely. I don't build the bikes myself. I wish I was that talented. We actually have Pete, which is my business partner. He runs our entire production, manufacturing, and design department. So he'll be overseeing the production of the bikes. But that's not him either. That's an entire team. We've got boots on the ground. We've got also a production manager that reports to Pete, and he oversees it all. So a lot of cogs in the machine. But at the end of the day, it does take quite a lot of people to build a bike, and so many bikes as well. Just about to order. If ordered today, what would be the ETA for delivery in SoCal? DigiTribe right now, shipping estimates for bikes ordered now is in October. We'll do our best to get them out according to that time frame. It could go sooner or it could be later. Could be either way, but right now we're on target. Can we get some more pictures of the blue raspberry Jiu-Jitsu? We don't have any production blue raspberry photos yet. As soon as we get them, I will be sharing. Trust me. We're probably about a month off from that right now. If everyone was as happy as you, we'd have zero problems. Thank you so much, Fred. It's just mindset, really. Just mindset. Think what you get, what you focus on. If you focus on good things, positive things, you'll notice the world is a really positive, beautiful place. That goes for people too. Any anti-theft devices that you recommend? I heard of one called the Boomerang. Yes, Alan. Previously, we worked with Boomerang in the past. I don't know where they're at now, but they do make a cool device with like GPS on it. Fred, what's with the Babymaker shirts? Where they at? Indiegogo. Yes, on Indiegogo. If you go to the latest update at the bottom, there's like that accessories page. We got the shirts on there now. Saw the Euro trip. Have you done any lab reliability testing for the motor at the max speed, different temperatures? Yes, Brian, our motor manufacturer does that very extensively, and that's how we get all like the performance ratings, things like that. But yeah, loads of testing, not only for the motors, for the controller, for the display, and for the entire bike. That's going to go through a very extensive testing process to make sure that complies with all sorts of administrative regulations for different countries. Where was the most surprising country you got orders from? It's a good question. We got quite a few to the Middle East, which shipping is always difficult there. And then original campaign, I remember there's like island nations where we got orders from, and those were a headache. But so far I haven't looked too far into the data. Ben's handling that, so I haven't seen too much. He is a believer and makes others believe. Thank you, Nilesh. Absolutely, I am a believer. I believe in people, and I believe in myself. Can we bypass the shipping cost by picking it up from the San Diego location? Unfortunately not. We're not doing in-store pickups for the Babymaker. There's way too many bikes to be able to handle that. So just sit back. We'll get it right to your door. Is there going to be a FLX campaign finish party? Great question. We're still kind of quarantined right now. I'd love to have a finish party, but nobody knows what's going on right now with this quarantine and now the demonstrations, everything. So it's crazy times right now. But maybe we'll have a virtual party or something like that. What is the battery lifetime? The cells are rated to maintain 70% of their capacity after 500 charge cycles. So depending on how you use it, it's a very long time. Customer happiness folks are off on Sunday. Yes, Jim, Saturdays and Sundays. They are humans. They work Monday to Friday. We don't have anybody really working weekends. We got one guy on Saturdays, but he doesn't do much in the way of tickets. So we do get a build up on the weekends, but Monday through Friday, they're there. Do all Babymakers get a kickstand? Yes, Jiu-Jitsu, all production Babymakers get a kickstand. You're the next world peace speaker. I wish, Cruz. I definitely believe in peace. I don't know if I'm the best advocate for it, but I think the world would be a lot better if we just changed our mindsets a little bit. Can the LCD display be moved to the left or right of the stem? Yes, it is meant to be permanently left on the bike, and moving it to either side of the stem, I don't think there's an issue with that. In fact, we have some bikes here with it on the right and some with it on the left. Have you considered an external battery add-on? Yes, Brian, that is highly requested, and we've heard that request. Thank you. Totally noted on your preference for that. Nilesh says he doesn't do much. No, he does an insane amount of work, just not on the actual tickets. Jason, he's our e-bike specialist. So most of the time he's got his hand dirty working on bikes. He has one of the hardest jobs here. When I store the bike for the winter, what is the battery protocol? If you can't store it indoors, Daniel, that's always best. And then just charge it every like 6 weeks to 2 months, I'd say. Just make sure you get a little charge on there. Good to keep that battery maintained. And if you can, discharge the battery a little bit by like riding it, even better. Maybe every 2 months go out for a little cold ride, and that'll make sure the batteries are nice and fresh when you do dust it off for the spring. I think people should check out your videos. Thank you very much, Acres. I think so too. Is it possible to reset the controller to get the full speed in European countries where e-bikes are limited? Christoph, if you need to change it to comply with your local legal regulations, you will be able to adjust the speed limit. My wife is 4'11" and I'm 6'1". I think she's way too short for a 23-inch frame. Yeah, Ian, 100%. Definitely way too short for a 23-inch frame. The 19-inch, I believe she's on the short edge of that, so it may or may not fit her. It may be a bit of a stretch. Let me see what our official frame size chart says. Yeah, our frame chart says for the 19-inch, 4'11" is the lowest height you want to be for that. So she is right on the edge of that. Thanks for the updates. Ordered my Pro weeks ago and will wait patiently. It's 3:10 a.m. Good luck with it all. Peace. Thank you, Rigo. Can't wait to get you the bike. Remove the battery after charging. Does charging the battery for more than 2 hours reduce the battery's life? Derek, the battery charger is a smart battery charger, so it's made to stop charging once the battery is full. After it's full, it's really not doing anything, so I wouldn't really worry about that. For a couple extra hours isn't a big deal. I wouldn't leave it on for like weeks at a time, but if you just have it on there for a day or two, it's not going to be a big deal. Case in point, I keep my electric skateboards on the charger for days and days, sometimes weeks. I'll forget about them. No issues there. One more cookie. I swear this is the last one. Just 1 second here. Can you charge the bike with an inverter using the 12-volt DC outlet from a Tesla? How many watts should I be looking for? So the bike, Rahul, ships with a 4-amp charger at 42 volts. So that's going to be 168 watts continuous charging power. So make sure whatever inverter you're using can handle 168 watts continuous. And usually those are rated by their peak power. So you're probably going to want to get like a 400 to 500 watt inverter, which is pretty common. Well, Babymakers get a kickstand. Jiu-Jitsu, yes, all production Babymakers will get a kickstand. All good, A-Cruz. Look at that. We answered all the questions. There we go. A regular wallet outlet should be able to charge the bike, correct? Absolutely, Jiu-Jitsu. It's no more power requirement than like a TV. It's really quite low power draw compared to a microwave or a hair dryer or anything like that most wall outlets can handle. When not using the bike, is it safe to keep it plugged in like a Tesla car? Unless, yes, it is. I don't recommend keeping it always plugged in. That's not a big issue, but that's the general consensus on lithium batteries. What PSI should we inflate the tires to? Derek, I forget offhand. It's like 100 something, but it says it right on the tire. Next time you need to pump it up, you can read that. That's what I always do. I never remember them. I just do them to hand. I never even look. I just feel it and it feels right to me. Does anyone know what the total cost would be for Pro plus shipping plus import duty plus VAT to the UK? Pro Ross to the UK is 1423 USD right now plus 249 shipping. Import duty and VAT, I have no clue on. I am not an expert in that in any way, but they're shipping from Spain, and I don't imagine there being a VAT on that. It could be, I don't know, with Brexit and everything. So that's something you may want to do some Google searching on. I'm impressed with your Mandarin language. Andy, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Life expectancy of battery tips for long life. Jason, our e-bike expert, will be able to give you more tips on that. In general, people recommend like not discharging all the way, going to like 15 or 20% and then charging it again, and also not keeping it all the way charged. I never do that. I charge it all the way. I ride hard, I ride fast, and when I need to charge again, I'll charge it again. I just don't want to be worrying about it, and I don't worry about it. And down the line, if I need to replace it, I'll replace it and go about my life. For me personally, this is just my values. There's a lot bigger things I could be worried about than getting an extra month or two use out of the battery. What is the shop's slowest day, and is there any way I could ride the Babymaker down to PB and back? Kyle, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday are generally slower. Monday, we've got just a huge amount of work because there's a pileup from the weekend. Friday, also kind of preparing for the weekend. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday are the best. But any day, if you want to come in, come on in. And we might be able to accommodate that, riding the Babymaker down to PB and back. 110 pounds, Evan Teed says, for the tire PSI, 110 PSI. Can you explain the functions of the LCD display? Joseph, the main thing is just your battery level, the pedal assist level, your speed. It will show your speed. It shows how long you've gone on a trip and your total odometer overall. Last time I was so excited about a bike was 1978. Thanks for the excitement your beautiful bikes are giving all of us. Thank you so much, Ian. Absolutely exciting times. And technology allows us to do some really cool things now with bikes that were not possible 40, 50 years ago. Are these assembled in the US? No, William, they are assembled in Asia, just like every major bike brand. Do you have plans for a Babymaker 2? Not at this point, Jiu-Jitsu. I see that the rim has a big rim size. Is the valve long or standard? A-Cruise, it is a long Presta valve. Brilliant, Mike. Keep it up. Greetings from Peru. Thank you so much, Bruno. Really appreciate that. And saludos, amigo. Sequel. I like it. How wide are the tires? 28C. 28C. 700 by 28C. Derek, the 28 miles per hour is where the motor cutoff is. And depending on how fast your legs can move, you may or may not be able to get it. I can get it just fine. Most riders will be able to get it. Some won't be able to get it. So you do need to work a bit to get to those top speeds. We have a rider, Eugene. He's on a beta bike, and his top speed, I think, is like 33 miles an hour. And keep in mind, that's with no pedal assist up to those speeds. So pedal cadence, depending on how you ride, again, it is possible to get those high speeds. I got a Gen 1 trail and I really like it. I think it's about time for an upgrade. Should I do that now, or will next year be worth waiting for? Neil, we're just releasing the Gen 5 trail, the Trail F5. It's super cool. It's probably the biggest upgrade to the trails geometry we've ever had. We've used the Blade 2.0 geometry, which has just been awesome for that Trail F5. You could upgrade to that. That's on pre-order right now, expected to arrive in August, or get a Babymaker if you want to try kind of a new style of riding, which is more of like a road bike. Excuse me. It's hard to choose a color. When is the color change cutoff point? Is it as simple as emailing CS? Jiu-Jitsu, I recommend doing that now. We'll definitely have a cutoff probably within the next week or so. And please, for the love of God, just change the color once. No more. We've got somebody who changed the color like 6 times, and every time we do that, like 3 people have to get involved. We got to change the production plan. It's just a complete nightmare. So we're doing our best to accommodate your requests, but that's part of the reason why we have a ticket backup of 500 tickets, and it's taking so long to respond to people, because a lot of it's coming from folks that choose it and then change it one way and the other. So we may have to start charging for color changes in the future, just to make sure people are certain when they pick their color. There is quite a bit of administrative cost behind every color change. An example of the matte black paint finish at some point in a video of the prototype production model. Yes, Andy, as soon as we have them, I'll be sharing them on updates. Just stay tuned for that. We don't have them yet. Probably about a month out. Yes, Joseph, the bike will come with a kickstand. I look forward for the burn in my legs to reach that 28 mile per hour speed. At that rate, I'll have the cops pulling me over. Nice one, A Cruz. Glad you included a kickstand. Thank you. Thanks, Andy, for the alley-oop, for helping out. What's your take on the blue raspberry color? I fucking love it. It's awesome. It's super cool. There's the tangerine, that neon orange, the kiwi, neon green, the berry, which is a neon pink, and the blue raspberry is in that same family of colors. It's the same, like exact same. A color specialist could describe it better, but they look like they belong together. I love it. It's a really cool color. You knew I'd say that. Of course, I'm not going to make a bike that I don't love. All the colors, I love them. Pete, too. Like, we wouldn't make them if we didn't think they were awesome. The color change mandates 2 referral purchases. Ooh, I love it, Raul. Great idea. If you get a referral, you can have a color change. Otherwise, you get what you ordered. Good idea. I said I was going to have my last cookie. This is my last cookie. Now you'll get color change orders. You know it, Bill. They will never stop. The worst thing is after we deliver them, that's when we'll probably get the majority of the color change orders. Somebody will see, that guy's black bike, I want that one. That's what she said. Does San Diego have a curfew in effect like LA? I have no idea. I'm so out of touch with reality right now. All I know is Babymaker. If you could go back before production and change anything, what would it be? That's a good question. I don't know. The majority of bikes have been the Pro model, and internally, many of our team members have been requesting that we discontinue the base model, including some higher ups. So that's always been something to consider, just because the vast majority have been the Pro, and it would simplify our production a bit. So something we do have in mind. Rob, tell them you come from a family from the hippie 60s. That's why you chose those colors. Maybe that's my love mentality. We got the hippie colors, but they're sweet. And that font too, it kind of feels a little hippie. How's braking on a Babymaker when the motor is getting you up to mid to high speeds? Ross, it's just fine. It's just like braking a normal bike at the same speeds. The motor cuts off as soon as you stop pedaling forward. So whenever you're braking, you're not like also pedaling at the same time. The motor doesn't keep like running against the brakes. It just stops when you stop pedaling. Stay safe there too with what's going on in many U.S. cities, Rob and FLX team. Thank you so much, Andy. Really appreciate that. Can you explain some of the functions of the LCD display? Joseph, yes, I did. You got your speed, you've got an odometer, a trip meter, pedal assist level, and battery level. If I order today, I expect delivery in October. I'm 58 and need to get back in shape, but need e-help. William, that is the estimated shipping date. If you order now, October. Could be a little bit either way on that. It is just an estimate at the moment, but we're doing our best to fulfill those timelines. Did you say one time that you could charge them ride? Ian, that was kind of a hypothetical question. If you had like a battery pack or inverter on you, could plug into the charge port. I imagine that you probably could, but definitely not a practical solution at the moment. That has been requested a lot, you know, an external battery, and we do have that in mind. Attar, the matte black Babymaker will have a stealthier color logo on the down tube. It's not set in stone yet, but that's probably what we'll do. Pete and I will have a chat about that. How's it feel to pass a biker that just passed you, especially right at Pink Baby? Oh, it feels amazing passing bikers on a Pink Babymaker, especially when you jet up a hill against like people all decked out in the riding gear and stuff. It's cool. It's really cool. We did this one big group ride with a ton of like pro cyclists, and we showed up with like shorts and t-shirts on. We were just flying up these hills. It was fun. How many fund campaigns do you successfully handle? Okay, I believe this is our third crowdfunding campaign, all very successful. We've been in business since our first product launch, 4 years, but 6 years since we started the company, which was in 2014 when Pete and I met. Matte black with chrome lettering, nice idea. Babymaker on the front of Indiegogo page again. Yes, Fred, thank you. If I was to purchase an external battery, what spec should I go by? Acres as far as I know, there's none that will work with it. I'm trying to convince myself to buy your product. Kid, just think, if you'd like to enjoy it, ride faster, climb higher, explore further than ever before. If you want to feel like Superman when you're riding your bike, the Babymaker is definitely a good choice for you. Can you put the belt drive on the standard bike? No, Dave, they are not compatible. If you want the belt, I recommend getting the Pro. Simplifying the bicycle frames into the Pro lineup makes sense from a production streamlining point of view. Basically, tune frame sizes, only manufacturer and paint. Thank you, Andy. Appreciate it. Congratulations for that track record. Appreciate it. A Cruise. Any third-party accessories you recommend purchasing after getting the bike? One that's very common for our riders is a suspension seat post or different seats. We see those all the time. Bike lock, you definitely want to get if you're going to be parking it anywhere. But I also recommend, I don't let the bikes leave my sight for more than a few minutes at a time, just because any bike lock you can get through. It's not a matter of if you can get through a bike lock, it's just a matter of time, how long it will take. I'll be showing off your baby here in New York City, so make sure to provide some business cards to promote your business. I might be a salesperson for FLX. Thank you so much, Acres. I don't think we ship business cards in the box, but that's a good idea. Maybe some promo stuff. The external battery question was addressed in previous videos. Thank you, Daniel, for watching. I imagine most of these folks haven't seen the previous videos. I totally understand if you don't have time to watch all the videos. We put a lot of them out, and the point of the bike is to save you time. So if you don't have time to watch me drone on for hours and hours, I get it. It's no big deal. To the man who wants to be convinced, once you go to the FLX, you will never go to the dark side. Thank you so much, Nilesh. Torn between berry and blue raspberry. Nice one, Jiu-Jitsu. I ride the berry at the moment, but I also don't have a blue raspberry. That'd be a tough one for me too. I can't buy bot J. Look forward to all the videos. Thank you, Ian. Rob, what was the best video you did with the baby? Great question. I've got quite a few that I haven't even published yet. I like to space them out a bit so it's not just me in the videos. But there's a few more vlogs coming from when I took the Babymakers in my van and took them on a road trip. I got to meet with FLX riders around the state. One of the coolest ones was in Monterey. If you look at my bike series playlist on YouTube or van life series, you'll see those. And another one was in San Francisco. We met with a Don, went up these wild hills. And the other really cool one was the one in LA with the guy standing on the top of the bike, just flying down the hill. He was going so fast, he's standing on the top of the bike, no hands, just standing up. And I'm going as fast as I can go without crying. And I couldn't even keep up with him. It was insane. I vote on the Latin Honey. Great bod. Hey. Yeah, she has an amazing body. She works very, very hard in the gym. Now I know why you decided to straighten out your teeth. Thank you, Acres. John Levin, big thumbs up to you too. Hey, what do you guys think the campaign will get to tonight, midnight? Right now it's at, let's check it out. And I will need to end this live soon. I'll just take a few more questions. My face is starting to hurt again, and I'll have to do some dinner. But maybe I'll go live closer to the end as well. Okay, right now the campaign is at $10,430,166. Place your bets now. What you think we'll get to by midnight tonight, which is the scheduled campaign end. 52,200%. Wow. Yeah, right now we're at 52,150%. Thanks, Rob. I look forward to the bike shipping. Thank you, Jiu-Jitsu. Can't wait to get it to you. I saw that one guy, that one with the guy riding no hands, true biker. Yeah, he was insane. Really awesome guy. We're probably going to go up and see him again soon. He does have a Babymaker in LA. Okay, I promised one last cookie. Twist my arm. And that's it. The lid is sealed. No more. Andy says 10 million. 69, 69, 69 final amount. I like it. If we got that number, we could just end the campaign. Hey Rob, great job at video chatting. Enjoyed every moment. Please do another one. Thank you so much, A Cruz. I really appreciate it, and I will be doing more of these in the near future. Once the crowdfund ends, will there be other avenues to purchase a Babymaker? Yes, Ross, on our website, flx.bike, www.flx.bike. We've got a load of other bikes on there too, and the Babymaker will be up shortly after the campaign ending. The price, however, will go up. Any plans on a referral program in the future? Raul, we do have one on our current website now. However, not a ton of activity on that. We haven't pushed it a lot, so we'll revisit that soon. Can't wait to get my BM. Can I request a change after you show us the BM 19 frame? Jose, it's going to look exactly the same. The dimensions are there. I don't know if we'll be able to accommodate a request. It's probably going to be about a month from now when we do have that frame. So I don't know if we'll be able to accommodate a request then. Enough with cookies. That's not right. The sign says plus shipment. I insist you in collect in San Diego. I'm in Tijuana. KIN, you can choose an address in San Diego if you want. There's like some FedEx stores and stuff that could do it, or UPS, or even a friend's house in San Diego to ship to, and you'll be able to save on shipping, that international shipping. Daniel, it's Costco chocolate chip cookies. Next upgrade on this campaign. None planned at the moment. If I come in for a test ride, will there be any cookies left? John, there won't be any cookies left in 30 minutes, the rate I'm going. Please do take a look at my email. Just need a response from Hello Team at some point. Nilesh, thank you for your patience on that. The team is backed up by about 3 to 4 business days. There's an insane amount of requests coming in right now, about 500 a day. I feel like a little kid at Christmas. I'm so stoked to get my new bike. I like how transparent you guys have been with updates. Kudos. Thank you so much, Alan. We are doing our best. Next, Andy says, next goal is no cost option to rename the bicycle the Throbbing Member. I'm glad you liked the article, Andy. And I think that could be a great name for a bike, the Throbbing Member. Just to tip our hat at that guy who never rode the bike before in his life and decided to give a review. All right, guys, I'm going to end the live here. Thank you so much for coming on, sharing this time with me, for all your questions, and for all your excitement about the Babymaker. It is truly, truly an exciting time. I can't tell you how stoked we are to be able to serve so many people, and even the people who aren't getting a Babymaker, just that you're here kind of watching what we do and watching this whole thing come together. Maybe you're not ready for it yet. That's totally okay. We're going to build the best bikes out there, deliver them to thousands of people around the world, and just keep going bigger and better from there. So thank you again, guys, for watching. Wait till the next live. We'll have some more questions, some more fun together, and we cannot wait to build your bikes for you. Take care, guys. Have a great, great Sunday night.